Good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate as Delhi continues to breathe poisonous, toxic air. The Supreme Court has wrapped both the Delhi and the central government on their handling of the pollution situation in north of India. The Supreme Court has set a deadline now till tomorrow evening for the Kejriwal government to come up with a concrete action plan. The Apex Court has also directed the centre to hold an emergency meeting with Delhi, Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. Just to take you through broadly what was said as the Delhi government today came under the spotlight, the Supreme Court asked them what drastic steps have been taken so far. They also raised the issue of revenue being spent on popularity slogans, that lame excuses are being given, and lame excuses that are being given by the governments will force the Supreme Court to order an audit into the revenues. Supreme Court very clearly asked if you're trying to pass the buck when the government was giving a series of reasons, and when they were asked about how many of the machines do they have to deal with the dust and dirt on the roads, and they said we'll have to check with the civic bodies. That's when the court asked this question. The court said that we need an action plan by tomorrow evening. The cat is out of the bag. Farmers are being blamed needlessly. It also came up with a series of suggestions to tackle air pollution, including holding emergency meeting that will include Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh governments as well. It's a well-established fact that the pollution in Delhi is not just Delhi's problem. It's the neighboring states which will also have to look at it. And of course, we don't just have pollution in Delhi. Several of the other North Indian cities are looking at equally bad air quality. The Supreme Court suggested focus on short-term drastic measures to focus on stopping farm fires, industrial pollution, curbing vehicular traffic, even saying that, okay, maybe a work-from-home system can be looked at a week basis, and that urgent measures are needed immediately. This is what they had said late last weekend as well, when the Delhi government went into a huddle, announced that the schools will be shut, construction activity will be stopped, and that the Delhi government employees will go on a work-from-home system. But the court is also asking them to do more and more, not yet satisfied. The court has also said that the farmers should be told to halt the stubble burning for a week, and that both centre and state should consider work-from-home option for their staffers. Slamming the centre over the stubble burning, AAP leader Gopal Rai said that the data related to stubble fire that was given in the top court by the centre in its affidavit is very different from what is being given by SAFAR. Listen in.
मसला किसी के दोस्त का नहीं है, बात कंट्रीब्यूशन का है और सोर्स का है. जो अलग अलग समय में अलग अलग चीजों का कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है. केंद्र सरकार ने जो कोर्ट के सामने रखा है कि 10% होता है, वो किस समय का रखा है अभी मुझे संज्ञान में नहीं है, क्योंकि टाइम इज द इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर. अक्टूबर के महीने का अगर सारे आंकड़े को अगर आप देखेंगे तो पराली का कंट्रीब्यूशन हो सकता है कि 4% भी ना हो, क्योंकि उस समय पराली नहीं जल रही थी. उस समय बारिश होने से जो है कटाई नहीं हो रही थी, लेट हो गई थी. दिल्ली के अंदर अगर हम देखें प्रदूषण का स्तर, तो पूरे अक्टूबर के महीने का जो एवरेज पोल्यूशन है वो अलग अलग कारणों से जो है 5 साल में सबसे कम था. लेकिन दिवाली के बाद सिचुएशन बदली है दिल्ली की. दिवाली के बाद से तेजी के साथ प्रदूषण का स्तर दिल्ली के अंदर बढ़ा है और वो खतरनाक स्थिति में पहुंच गया. अब रही बात आंकड़ों की, तो केंद्र सरकार की संस्था सफर है जिन्होंने आंकड़े इस 10 दिन में जारी किए हैं. उन आंकड़ों को अगर आप देखेंगे तो 48% तक उन्होंने आंकड़ा दिया है. अब वो किस आधार पे दिया है? 10% किस आधार पर दिया कोर्ट में, और 48% का हाईएस्ट आंकड़ा जो दिया था वो किस आधार पर दिया था, वो तो वो बता पाएंगे. लेकिन प्रश्न हमारे लिए है नहीं. प्रश्न हमारे लिए ये है कि जो भी तथ्य हैं, उन सभी तथ्यों को, जो भी सोर्स हैं, उन सभी सोर्स को एक बार एनालाइज करके और उस पर काम किया जाए.
It's not a new problem. Year after year, even the courts, including the topmost court of our country, have repeatedly slammed the governments, repeatedly issued orders, pulled them up, issued warnings, even warned of dire action. But nothing really has changed on ground as the toxic air in Delhi, NCR and in many other parts of our country continues even now. Despite the fact that the Delhi High Court, despite the fact that the Supreme Court 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, every single year have actually asked some hard questions to the governments, issued warnings that action will be taken against their officials if these things are not implemented. Despite exhaustive conversations, Q&A, submissions, nothing is changing on ground. Who will save you from this toxic chamber where political parties every season hold on to one aspect, latch on to one aspect, and then get into a blame game? Nothing else changes. Charu Pragya of the BJP joins me this evening. Abhishek Dutt of the Congress Party, Captain Shalini Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party, Barun Agarwal, co-founder for Care for Air, and Karthik Ganeshwan, research fellow, CEEW, joins me this evening as well. And I actually want to go across to Karthik first. This whole argument that has begun on stubble burning. Is it possible to have one common data point that we can all agree on, Karthik? Various bodies every year come up with various percentages. My sense is a bit of it is also about the timeline. Some look at it from an entire season point of view. Some look at it from the point of view when stubble is being burnt.
Right. So, absolutely, it is difficult to arrive at this one starting point. And obviously, unless there is this complete transparency in terms of the full details of the source, it's going to be interpreted in any which way. As Mr. Gopal Rai has rightly said, in fact, the TERI study has acknowledged that their assessment did not study the acute burning phase. They looked at the winter outside of the acute burning phase, and in that period, the concentrations that the TERI study found was 4%. Right? And if you look at it, up until 31st of October, the cumulative number of farm fires this year were lowest in the last 5 years. And from October 31st to November 15th, we now are at the second highest level of farm fires as of November 15th in the last 5 years. So which clearly says that, because of the rains, because of the unfavorable conditions for, clearing crop residue, farmers have basically delayed it this year. And the 14th of November is sort of like that cutoff date by when they need to have their fields cleared to plant the wheat so that it gets about, the period that it requires for the wheat grain to fully form and not to be exposed to the extreme heat in the summer, the March heat. So it's impossible now to also ask the farmers to stop burning for the next 1 week, right? So right now, it is definitely a case of, aggravated burning over the last 2 weeks, contributing to what we're seeing, in addition to the unfavorable meteorology, which is, driving the, emissions from there, right? Had the winds been blowing the other direction, we would not have seen it. Right. So I think basically what it comes down to is that every year, of course, there will be a different source, there is different interpretation, but all said and done, we should be acting on this, well in advance, right? Putting in place these measures on the basis of the DSS that's been in place for the last 1 month here, and not reacting to it and expecting that a lockdown of sorts will actually get an improvement in the air quality. In fact, with dipping temperatures in the next few days, we will find that people, the homeless and the poorer sections will resort to biomass burning within Delhi to keep themselves warm, right? So the lockdown effect could potentially be reversed through any of those activities. So let's not hope for a miracle just because, all these people are going to come together in a huddle and actually have the lockdown imposed, right? If anything, it will possibly prevent it from becoming a lot worse, but a significant improvement is not definitely on the cards sitting where we are right now.
Okay, interesting that you make that point. Let me also bring in Barun Agarwal on this before I go to the political representatives. Barun, because the court's focus in the last hearing and today as well has been of immediate drastic measures to bring down the AQI by 200 points since it's become so bad. Are there any such measures?
Great question, and I completely resonate with what Karthik said right now. There is no immediate drastic measure. It may stop it from getting much worse, but it's not going to make it significantly better by any kind of drastic measures. I keep saying this, for the last 8-9 years, this circus happens every single year. For the last 8 years, in the month of November or maybe at the end of October for a few weeks, we see this huge crescendo of conversation related to air pollution. And the same old conversations are happening over and over again. And even the Supreme Court kind of tends to do the same thing, where they ask for immediate action, drastic measures, emergency measures. But really what we need to see is we need a long-term 10-year plan in place. All countries, starting from whether it was London with the Great Fog in the 1950s, or whether it was Philadelphia or Mexico City or Beijing, took a good 10 years to fix their problem. The challenge I see here is that we don't create a 10-year plan. We create very short-term plans, and the political parties especially, they want to see something, and more power to them, because they need to see something within their position of power to show to their public, to their constituencies, that they have actually made a difference. But unfortunately, this problem is such that it's not going to see real change in 5 years. You need a 10-year horizon to start planning and implementing the changes. No emergency drastic measures is going to actually see a drastic change overnight. That's just not possible with a flip of a switch.
Okay, I want to come back to both of you on the stubble aspect and how much of that can actually contribute in bringing it down in the coming years, while the other measures are, take a longer time. But then let me bring in Captain Shalini Singh and ask her, what is the Delhi government's plan? Some very, very scathing commentary coming in from the Supreme Court over the last 2 hearings, Captain.
Good evening, Tanvi and all the panelists. See, we are not saying that Delhi shouldn't reduce its own pollution, but can Delhi do it all alone? Is it only the problem which we are speaking is of Delhi? Now, on 18th September, Arvind Kejriwal had clearly posted a message that Delhi air quality will deteriorate from mid-October due to stubble burning, and neighboring states have not taken any concrete action to instruct their farmers or support their farmers. Delhi not having much of farm. We had come out with the support of, we had taken out the decomposer, which is helping the farmers to turn the stubble into organic manure in 15 to 20 days. Why can't neighboring states do? So the central government has to intervene and take concrete action along with Delhi government. And Delhi government in the past, all the years, has taken so many steps to reduce pollution, whether it is vehicular pollution, whether it is industrial pollution. We have gotten so many we have increased our bus fleet. All the these thermal plants have been shut down, and all our
because the court told you to. What steps did you take by your own initiative? Most of the power plants were shut down or moved out, Captain Shalini Singh, because the court asked you to.
Sorry?
Most of the power plants were shut down and moved out because the court asked you to. Let's just also keep it in mind that most steps the governments have taken have only been after the courts have repeatedly ordered you to, which actually left you with no choice.
That is what I'm saying, Tanvi. Is Delhi government alone responsible? Where is center? Isn't center required to intervene as a guardian and call all the environment ministers from all the states and hold an emergency meeting when we know it is year by year? We are not saying that pollution is not a problem. And every year, I'm also residing in Delhi. I have my hometown in UP. So it is every city in UP. If you see Kanpur, if you see Varanasi, if you see Ghaziabad, Noida, it is not just Delhi. So it is a complete North India which is battling with this pollution crisis. So why center has not stepped in? And stubble burning has, till yesterday in the emergency high level committee meeting, center itself said that 35 to 40% increase in pollution is due to stubble burning. And today, while submitting their affidavit, they just said it is 10%. So they have done a U-turn in their own statement. So once we have to accept what is the problem, we have to find out what is the problem is, and definitely vehicular problem is
that the political parties at this point, governments, elected governments who've now gone into multiple terms for themselves, both at the Delhi state level and at the central level, are sitting here and telling us we have to first find out what is happening, as if we don't know, as if there isn't enough data, as if there isn't enough scientific research, or there aren't enough experts. Perhaps the Supreme Court is wasting its time by asking you guys questions. They should directly just engage with the scientists, with the experts who know what is going on, such that all of you can't keep taking them, giving your own versions of what is happening to the Supreme Court, and somebody actually gives them the facts. Charu Pragya, please respond to what the Aam Aadmi Party keeps saying, that you're giving different figures in the affidavit over stubble burning.
Can we see, the fact of the matter is that we understand Delhi is a state which has got issues with pollution, not just this year. The same drama unfolds every single year. Every single year, towards the end of the year, we have the exact same conversation, the exact same so-called emergency meetings, and there is no action whatsoever before that. And I have actually come out and made a list of the ad expenditures of Aam Aadmi Party government, expenditure which would have been better spent on making sure the roads are dust-free, on making sure that there is water being sprinkled, on making sure that all sorts of devices are put across the city to protect the citizens. Children, adults, old people, people with diseases, nobody is able to breathe and live properly, and it's appalling the way excuses are being made. And Tanvi, just listen to this, okay? In just 3 months, April, May and June, 64 crores was spent by Aam Aadmi Party government on advertisement. Before that, January, February, March, I'm only talking of 2021 right now, 150 crores. Every year that ad expenditure is increased by 50%. Can the people of Delhi, can the taxpayers afford this kind of expenditure? When the court is asking them, when the RTI response comes through, and even the RTI numbers are skewed because Aam Aadmi Party government is playing with these numbers. Everything is only for advertisement, for putting out slogans, for making sure posters are all around. The actionable plan that Delhi government talks about is never implemented. Never. A few days back, we were seeing newspaper ads, and mind you, one full-page newspaper ad in an English daily in Delhi costs around 60 to 70 lakhs. Anybody can check these numbers. We were talking about these smog towers. Where are the smog towers when the smog actually hits the city? I understand we've got multiple problems, but please know that 60% of the problem Delhi faces is because of vehicular pollution. The best way to combat that is to make your public transport system better. Instead, what are you doing? You talk about expanding the metro. Have you done anything about it in the last 7.5 years? You've done nothing. When it comes to DTC buses, you've been talking about acquiring more buses. Forget about acquiring more buses. You've reduced DTC routes since you have come to power. You've actually reduce those routes by up to 40%. How is a common person supposed to stop using their cars and vehicles and move to public transport when there is none available? Even today, Tanvi, when we go out on the street...
Charu, you've made very valid points and you asked very valid questions. 1 minute, Charu, you've made very valid points and you've asked very valid questions. But let me just make one thing very clear. I would hope that the political representatives tell me what the governments are actually doing rather than what the other side is not doing. I don't want to know from you because everybody knows what Delhi government has or hasn't done, Punjab has or hasn't done, or even the central government hasn't. I would like to know from you what is the central government's vision for bringing down the pollution in all of North India. Let's just leave Delhi, all of North India. Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, all of these states are together responsible. Where is the initiative on that?
See, Tanvi, the initiatives are always happening and action is being taken. But tell me something.
No. Please give me specifics. You are extremely specific of what the Delhi government has not done. Please get very equally specific on what the central government has done.
Central government is making its complete focus on attention on moving away from fossil fuels. We have to do that. We are working on that. But what I'm trying to say is, when the central government says that those who are burning stubble need to be fined, what is the Delhi government doing? They're going and supporting that. In Delhi, they are promoting something else, but when they're campaigning in Punjab, they're not even talking about environmental aspect. While sitting in Delhi, they talk about stubble burning, but when the same person goes to Punjab, stubble burning stops existing for them. So this kind of an attitude towards environmental causes which are adding so much of stress to daily living is not the way ahead. The people of India are very smart and sensitive now. Until you don't make these issues mainstream, till pollution is not discussed as a mainstream issue, we cannot come to a conclusion which is going to help everyday lives, which is not happening. How many people are discussing
I don't know who you want to, who are you expecting to do this? If not the governments, people are. There are experts here sitting who are common citizens who do this as for a living. Everybody in Delhi, if you speak to them, has something to say on it and ask. But are we, who's going to take the lead? The government, the Supreme Court, the Parliament, or the people? Or are we expecting the people to now go and tell the farmers, here, we will give you money to go buy the machines such that you can deal with stubble? So really, who's going to lead from the front? Abhishek Dutt, irrespective of the efforts taken and the fact that initial data for this season showed that stubble burning was much lower, it continues unabated every single day, even now.
And let's talk about solutions, how we can save Delhi first. I've been on many debates for the last 7-8 years. I've been on debates with you. Let's talk how we can save Delhi at the moment. We can do our political bashing a month later from now. In 2018, Arvind Kejriwal ji came with a 7-point manifesto to control pollution in Delhi. He talked about odd and even. He talked about pollution mask. He talked about laser Diwali. He talked about environmental marshals. He talked about hotspot, dust control, and tree challenge. These were the 7 points that Kejriwal ji had put forward to the people of Delhi, apologizing that he will make sure that the air is clean. Mr. Kejriwal needs to work today on it. In Delhi, every 1 hour, 1 tree is being cut. There's been no measures to control dust today. When you talk about transportation, we are working with 3,000 odd buses. If you look at the data of odd and even, the number of people who are employed during odd and even has come down by 2,000 in the third odd and even. That showed odd and even didn't work. Because the moment you implemented odd and even, second-hand cars and scooters are on the road. So let's talk about logical solutions. What Delhi Chief Minister can do immediately? First, he needs to create a team to control dust in Delhi. Second, he's got 1,000 crore lying with him, as Green says. He needs to buy electric buses immediately. Third, for the last 6 years, not even a single tree cutting permission has been rejected by the Delhi state government. They have to go strong on giving permission for mass tree cutting. In Dwarka, they did a sample of transplanting old trees, which never worked. So Mr. Kejriwal has to clearly come forward and work within Delhi. Where farmers are concerned, I don't think there's anyone bigger than the Honorable Supreme Court. The Honorable Supreme Court has made very clear directions on the farmer. Kejriwal ji and his party must apologize to them for creating a parallel narrative in the last 7 years. Parali burning has been happening for years in our country. But what have we done? If today the Delhi spoke...
Are you saying stubble burning is not a cause?
Let me complete. Ranviji, I'm not saying the Honorable Supreme Court is saying. In case you think he's wrong, please go challenge it tomorrow.
No, I'm asking what you're saying here. Don't quote the Supreme Court to me. Track it more closely than you do.
No, I will quote it to you because I trust the Supreme Court. If you don't do, you can challenge the Supreme Court.
The data does show that stubble burning is a factor, and that comes under your government. It is the responsibility of the Punjab government to control stubble burning. I can read out to you 5 orders of the same court and Delhi High Court that have warned states chief secretaries of Punjab and Haryana and Delhi that if this order is not implemented, they will be pulled up and they will face action. Was that not about stubble burning, or have you conveniently forgotten all of that?
Tanvi, let's talk on facts, and I'll give you all facts.
I am talking about facts, Abhishek. I am talking to you about orders by the Supreme Court and the Delhi High Court. It's not a new issue. For 5 years, they've been giving you a list of measures to implement.
Can I complete, Tanvi? In case these officers are not doing their duty properly, as a citizen of Delhi, I would want court to take the strongest action against them. Why should you and I and our families suffer because of bad air in Delhi? But the point is, 90% of the responsibility lies with the state government. The Delhi government must answer what are the steps they've taken in the last 8 years besides blaming the farmers. Okay, whatever they've done, leave it aside. What plan do they have now? Can they control dust in Delhi? Can they buy more buses in Delhi? Can they reject permission given to bid builders for cutting trees in Delhi? Can they control dust and major thing, waste segregation in Delhi? Look at the landfill sites around Delhi. I'm talking as a Delhiite today, not as a Congress spokesperson. We are suffering today and we need to work on it right away. And my suggestion to Aam Aadmi Party is Arvind Kejriwal ji is the first chief minister without any portfolio. If I was from his party, I would have told my chief minister, please take the portfolio of environment in Delhi and prove it to the people of Delhi that you are saving us. Today, a chief minister without any portfolio, blaming it to Gopal Rai, blaming it to Manish Sisodia, blaming it to your transport minister, and we are suffering. And all these points, I'm talking as an individual staying in Delhi.
But why? I would expect you to talk to me on behalf of the Congress party as well.
Okay, I'll tell you now as a Congress party, there must be an inquiry commission set up right away on 4,000 crore rupees that they wasted on Yamuna. There must be a question raised to the Aam Aadmi Party. Why have they not bought a single bus in last 7 years? Why the metro expansion has not worked? Why they have not put smoke towers in Delhi? Why they have not controlled waste in Delhi? Why the dust is still 38% reason for air pollution in Delhi? The moment I tell you on these points, you deviate to Punjab. You talk to me about Delhi.
Okay.
Tanvi. One
Okay.
second, Tanvi. One second. Ask the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson in clear one line. How many buses have you
I
bought?
asked you,
How many
okay,
smoke
I
towers?
got the point.
I'm not
Abhishek Dutt, I asked you to speak on behalf of the Congress party about what various state governments and political parties have done when in power. Abhishek Dutt, you have used all of your time to only attack and not give me one solution that you as a Congress government can take in the state of Punjab. Allow me to now remind you, Abhishek Dutt, allow me to now remind you, if you have forgotten, that the same Supreme Court in 2019 said officers from the level of Chief Secretary to those at Gram Panchayats will be held liable if any incident of stubble burning was henceforth reported from Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. The Apex Court also stopped all construction and demolition activities as well as garbage and waste burning in Delhi, National Capital Region till further orders. They issued a warning to Punjab government officials that we will take action against you if you can't stop it. And the stubble burning continues. So please, let's get a little realistic today as well, Abhishek, and talk about what we have failed to do rather than what the other side has failed to do.
Tanvi, can I complete? If I'm repeating again, if
No.
the officers are not taking action, Tanvi, let me complete. You can't speak for me.
You're
If you
not answering my question. If you choose to answer my question, it's fine. I'm not here sitting here to give you a platform to constantly just berate the other side without answering what you are accountable for, Abhishek Dutt.
I'm covering up for them. Allow me to speak.
I am not covering up for them. Please don't try and derail this conversation. You are here as a spokesperson of the Congress party. You have to answer what the Punjab government has or hasn't done.
If government in Punjab and Haryana are not working, Supreme Court should pull them up. Who's stopping them? We're not stopping them.
Your focus is only to attack the Aam Aadmi Party. Continue. Rest, the onus is on Supreme Court. Yes.
Your focus is very clear that how to protect facts.
It happened 2 years back, Abhishek.
One minute, Charu. Let him finish his point, since the only interest that the Congress has in attacking others, not taking any responsibility for themselves, that is Supreme Court's job.
I fail to understand. You quote me the Supreme Court judgment. I'm telling you Supreme Court should take action. I'm asking you what steps has Aam Aadmi Party taken in Delhi? You don't talk about that. If officers in Haryana and Punjab are not following the Supreme Court guidelines, strong action should be taken against them. I'm not denying that. But who's stopping them? Are we stopping them? We are not. We are asking basic question. What has Aam Aadmi Party done in the past 7 years to control pollution in Delhi? And your 1 point answer is 10% of parali burning in Punjab and Haryana. You don't talk about Delhi.
Captain Shalini Singh, please respond.
I've been listening to the Congress spokesperson. I would just like to say one thing to, maybe he's not aware that he was talking about tree plantation and cutting of trees. So I just want to update him that 1.7 crore trees have been planted in the last 7 years, which has increased the green area from by 20%. That is one. And it is not only, and continuously targeting Aam Aadmi Party, and that is okay. That is the best BJP and Congress can do sitting there. But I want to ask Mr. Abhishek, when Sheila Dikshit ji was there, she had also blamed stubble burning in Punjab, also one of the reasons why Delhi is having that kind of pollution. I'm talking from that time. And today, sitting on the other side, it is very easy to keep saying Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal. But as I say, Delhi is having difficulty with pollution and we are ready to tackle with it. But all the states, neighboring states, NCR regions have to come together. Central government has to intervene. Delhi government has been doing lots and lots. They have taken a lot of measures. They have every day they are, even electric vehicle policy has been launched in 2020.
Let's get specific, Shalini Singh. How many buses have been added to the fleet in all of these years that you've been in power?
Everybody has to come together. In the end, I have seen the BJP spokesperson or the Congress spokesperson only targeting Delhi and Aam Aadmi Party. Why BJP spokesperson made made a very nice list of Delhi. Has she made a list of UP? Has she made a list of Haryana? No, they will not make. You asked me, central government has given a grant to UP 357 crores, Gujarat 202 crores. You ask of Bihar 102 crores. Why? And zero.
Grants, talk about where the money has gone. You want to get into that, Shalini? Then let's discuss the 2,400 crore you got for Yamuna cleaning. You are given massive amounts of money year after year to ensure that Delhi is a clean place.
We are talking about.
Should I get into numbers?
Well,
Should
okay,
I get
one at a time, please. One at a time. The audio gets automatically cut. Charu, let her finish her point first.
Sure.
Not sitting to blame anybody. We are talking about people's lives,
Yeah.
and everybody has to come together.
So the point raised was how many transport buses have you ordered and brought in the last 7 years?
Sorry?
Of DTC.
How many buses, public transport buses, have you brought in since you've come to power? That's the question that was raised.
500 to 7,000 is the fleet, and 2,000 more are to be added by the next year. No, by shaking your head.
No. Maybe, Shalini, you need to get back and get figures from your government because you don't seem to have them. Why don't you just read up on this before you make statements on TV, which you will have to retract later?
Person has to tell what she has done in UP, and Punjab spokesperson has to.
No, I will tell you. I have just one mission in life, and that is to ensure that environmentally our country does better. Do not challenge me on this, Shalini. You're going to repent it.
Noida. Don't just say I'm.
Okay. The political representatives need to take a deep breath, and I will come back to you in just a bit. Please, everybody just calm down. Karthik Ganeshan wanted to make a point in between. Allow me to go to him, please.
Yeah. So first of all, I think there's been a misinterpretation at the court, right?
Yeah.
And the judge who sort of took a call sort of referred to his own status of being a farmer, and I think in the process he completely derailed the stats. It's not 4%, it's not 10%. It's significantly higher in the last 14 days. And think about it. Had it not been for the burning in Punjab, we would not even be sitting here discussing it, right? Because the levels would have been pretty much the same as they had been, rest of the year, right? So I think the gist of it is all of these questions we're asking of the Delhi government, I think are valid throughout the year, right? I don't think there's any specific blame for not having done just for this part of the year, right? I think there is definitely a valid question of why there haven't been enough buses. But most importantly, what are we trying to do? I mean, I can understand there are challenges in getting the buses in here because of infrastructure issues and all of that. But more importantly, why aren't we penalizing private transport use? Right? Unless we do that, providing the buses alone is not going to solve it. Right? It's not like the buses in Delhi are all running at 100% capacity, because the demand is just not there, because you're not pushing people to actually use them. The same with the metro. So we need to actually even create that carrot and stick approach where people will start doing it. And more importantly, right? I live in Okhla Phase 3, okay? It's under the jurisdiction of SDMC. I've been complaining on the SDMC 311 app, on the Green Delhi app. There's so much construction and demolition debris here, which is the MCD's responsibility. So unfortunately, right, even within the state of Delhi, you've got two different governments, which is the AAP government at the state, and you've got the BJP, unfortunately, at the MCDs, right, which are not able to speak to each other, not able to solve those issues.
Yeah.
So I think there is also an issue of collaboration within the state, right, on matters. So when I speak to them, they tell me, oh, sir, this road and this property belongs to the PWD, this one belongs to the MCD. Unless we can solve those issues as well, right, I don't think it's, again, a clear case of, one government versus the other. I think both have to work together to actually get this done. And that's exactly the reason why the CND is not being cleared. There are at least 5 different places where CND waste has been dumped indiscriminately in Okhla Phase 3. I have uploaded it 30 times now on different apps. It's not been fixed. Right?
So all of these so-called apps, the civic bodies and the Delhi government have put out and say you can upload your complaints and we'll address.
They do work, but the problem is that it doesn't work nearly fast enough. And the thing is you can't expect active citizens to go and complain. You actually need to take your own steps to identify those places and then go fix it. If you expect the citizens to complain and then
in fact, Karthik, they also not just expect you to complain, upload evidence, also find out which jurisdiction and complain to the right authority. So you will have to first find out whether this street comes under this body or that body. It's the same, not just in Delhi, even across metro cities. That's the problem. And you go to one authority, they'll say this is not our jurisdiction. conversation, please go to the other one. But you made a very interesting point, and I wanted to talk about that, because I can see today that political parties are using what was said in the Supreme Court in a way to build their own narrative. And I think it needs to be put in perspective. Firstly, the court has been informed in that affidavit by the center that on a seasonal basis, 4% or 7% is the contribution of stubble burning in winters and summers.
Completely wrong.
That is a seasonal basis. I don't know what it means.
No, the Terry study actually explicitly says that the acute burning period is not even captured in their assessment.
Correct.
Terry study says that in as many words below.
That's exactly what I was going to highlight, because we don't know what you are categorizing as the specific winter months, and if the actual operative large size stubble burning happens in that time period or happens at a different time period. Every year there is a different time period. This year we saw it peak along with the winds that were blowing at that time now after Diwali, which is why we are in this situation right now. And I'm not too sure if this has been highlighted by any government to the court to say, you know, right now the contribution of stubble burning is much higher. Irrespective, the constant commentary that's come from the Supreme Court on stubble burning is to say, don't blame the farmers. Don't villainize the farmers. It is still, at the end of the day, Abhishek, the responsibility of the governments to find alternatives. Since you want to quote the Supreme Court in this very specific case, in this season, this year, let me tell you what they also said 2 days ago, where they said, don't villainize the farmers. Tell us what are the alternatives you are providing to the farmers. So let's not misinterpret and only stick on to one line that the Supreme Court has said. I don't think they will also appreciate it. Abhishek.
Tanvi, there's a very interesting data from the Delhi government which talked about electric vehicles. You'll be surprised, last year, 389,000 electric vehicles are sold in Delhi. Only 30 electric buses comes onto the list out of 389,000 buses. So 89,000 vehicles. And 8,000 are private people using it for private transportation. So when the lady from Aam Aadmi Party talks about electric vehicle, 30 buses is what Aam Aadmi Party has bought, and this is the data by their own government. Where Supreme Court has said, it is very clear, you know, the central government, along with all three states, have to come forward and work. No one is denying it. The center has to support all three governments, because in their own individual capacities, they can't buy such expensive machines. But the point is, you can't ignore that 80-85% responsibility within Delhi. And after being power in Delhi for 8 years, they have to give answers to the question we ask. Only if they have the answers, then they would have been very straight. Since there are no answers to the question we are asking time and again, so they switch to other points. Where Punjab is concerned, if today Delhi government the central government comes forward and support them in buying machines, they'll be more than happy. The BJP spokesperson talked about FIRs being registered. Tell me now, how many FIRs have you registered in Haryana?
Okay.
And you check
Yeah, let's get her to answer. Let's get her to answer your question. Barun, I know you also want to make a point. Allow Aam Aadmi Party to respond, and then I'll come to you.
Sure.
Yes, Captain Charlie, please respond to what the Congress is asking.
So I'm glad that at least Abhishek accepted and made the Supreme Court point also that we all have to come together. Yeah, I can see, I am also having the data, right? I can also show the tweet of Sheila Dikshit like this, the message of Sheila Dikshit that there has been stubble burning. So,
okay. Let's not get distracted. Yeah, the question has been asked. Captain Shalini will answer. Yes.
On TV, we are not sitting at this thing. Please behave, right? Okay.
I can hear you.
So I'm saying Delhi government is not denying the responsibility and not denying the fact that everybody has to come together, and there is a problem in Delhi air. But is Delhi government or Arvind Kejriwal or Delhi citizens are alone responsible for this? The answer is big no. So everybody has to come together, everybody has to do it. And what he's showing, electric vehicle, what I said, the buses, the fleet of public transport, the fleet of buses have been increased. And EV vehicles, 3.5% have been there since past year after launching. Now, what we have 30 buses. Technical feasibility is being studied. Yesterday, I was in a debate. Same question was raised. Yes, because the buses have to run more. They require a lot of running. Electric buses, are they that feasible? That technical study is being done. Now, he is saying 7 years, Delhi Kejriwal government is in power. What have we done? Can he talk about before Kejriwal government? 10 years, 15 years?
Of course I can.
Let's not go there.
Of course.
No, let's not go there. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You don't have to. I'll simply put it out. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Captain Shalini, please, let's not get into that trap list. What did you do in your tenure? I don't allow that. Even when BJP repeatedly makes this argument, it doesn't matter. They didn't do anything, which is why they got kicked out and you got voted to power and you got voted to power twice.
1 second. Don't talk as an Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. 1 second. Don't say that. No, Tanvi.
You didn't get voted out. What are you getting so offended about, Abhishek?
Tanvi, no, please use the proper frame. You are not Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. What do you mean?
You can call me what you want. It doesn't trigger me at all.
I'm surprised, Tanvi. I'm surprised the way you cover these people.
It doesn't trigger me. Now let her finish her point, please. Captain Shalini, finish your point. Don't go down the route of what did you do. This is not the platform for that.
I want to just call out your lies and can I please
No. Can I just hear Captain Shalini? The voice gets cut when people overlap and talk over each other. I am repeating this, please. Can I just hear Captain Shalini now?
I'm speaking, so everybody else is interfering. So we have to see that the others remain quiet and they have to learn to listen also. When I'm listening, they also have to listen. So, can I speak? Yeah. So, what I'm saying is we are accepting responsibility that yes, there is a problem. Delhi government is accepting the responsibility. So, I will definitely like that all the other panelists from BJP, from Punjab, they should also come forward and accept the responsibility because it is about us, the citizens, and we are also part of it. We all have to come together and do it. The entire show, they have been blaming Delhi government. It is fine. We have heard that you are blaming us, but please accept responsibility that the entire North India, where some states Congress is ruling, where some states BJP is ruling, center BJP is sitting. So we all have to come together, understand the crisis situation, understand the emergency situation, and Delhi government has taken lots and lots of measures. We can't deny that they have not taken the measures. Whether they accept it, they don't accept it, we are not bothered. But
I am not going. No. So I don't think you've taken lots and lots of measures. Had you taken lots and lots of measures, the situation would have been different. Let me go to our experts, please. Barun, lots and lots of measures often boil down to the amazing smog towers that have been put in the city of Delhi. Now, how effective is a smog tower, Barun? 1 minute, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Charu, 1 minute. Yeah.
Thank you, Tanvi. That was the point I was actually wanting to make with regards to, I was saying the Parali burning, I'm actually happy that it is happening because it creates, as an environmentalist, it creates the opportunity to talk about issues like air pollution. If Parali burning didn't happen, the numbers would have been at a much lower level, nevertheless above the threshold that they need to be, but this conversation would not be happening. But what I'm sad about is that this leads to band-aid type technologies like the smog tower. We have actually written a long letter with clear scientific proof to the Supreme Court of India that has given directives to the central government and the state government to install these kinds of smog towers, showing how they are completely ineffective. And given the airshed of pollution, which starts from Pakistan and ends in Bangladesh, I'm just expanding the whole regional conversation from just Punjab, Haryana, UP, Delhi to a much larger conversation from Pakistan to Bangladesh. That airshed is very, very large in volume for a smog tower like this. I use technology like this to air purify one single building. Imagine they're trying to clean the entire airshed of Delhi with towers like this. We'd need close to 50,000 smog towers like this if we genuinely tried to clear the air in Delhi. Now, and I'll give you a number in terms of air pollution. When in the West, the outdoor air pollution, the PM 2.5 got to 29 micrograms in one particular country, the government got together and said, okay, we're hitting our peak level, our limit of 50 micrograms. But before we hit that, let us come together to figure out what needs to be done. Here, our air quality standards for the national control, for the national system is close to 60 micrograms. We are through the year, our average is at about 143 in Delhi. And only in this short 2-3 week period of stubble burning does the number get up to this 300, 400, 500 micrograms per cubic meter. And suddenly it becomes an emergency, and it suddenly becomes drastic measures need to be taken. But if we have a sustained system, I mean, we have solutions. The solutions are clearly there in front of us right now. We've got happy seeders. We've got technology that converts the stubble that comes out of the farms and converts them into even biofuel. There are many other technologies, even for the kind of pollution that is being created in Delhi. And that's an year-long problem, not just for these 2 weeks, but the conversation happens only in these 2 weeks. Even the odd even came out only because of these 2 weeks. I'm glad it did, because it created a whole level of awareness about the air pollution problem, that we deal with situations and problems that happen through the year. But if we didn't have these kinds of challenges of parali burning and odd even, I don't think we'd be even talking about this problem right now. The solutions are there. It's just going to take a long, sustained effort of getting it there. So we've got to stop talking about one party versus the other. We just got to keep doing.
Are these solutions expensive? Let's talk about that. Karthik, are the solutions which are available expensive? Why is it that the governments are not really able to implement them?
Yeah, so in fact, it's not expensive. It's actually going to come at private cost. The government does not actually have to spend money to implement pollution control, right? The rich in Delhi, who basically drive your SUVs, the diesel guzzling cars, right? They would be more than happy. I mean, the ones who really want to drive them would be happy to pay to be on the road. Charge them for it. Can Delhi next year boast of a congestion pricing regime where you actually control vehicular traffic that gets on the road by reflecting prices that capture the value of pollution that they put out, right? If a Singapore can do it, Delhi must aspire for that, right? Construction and demolition debris, right? Can you not easily sort of, impose the moment somebody actually submits a request to actually rebuild or remodel their property, right? Have an assessment based on what actually it's going to cost and charge them for it up front, right? And then the city provides that service through some contracted service provider. But instead, when you don't have these linked in, ultimately all of the costs can actually be taken from the private space, right? The only thing that is really the public needs to support is possibly the transition of the poorer households who are still using, biomass in their houses, which is still rampant in, in parts of Delhi outside of, the main city and perhaps even in the urban slums, is the use of LPG, which has become phenomenally expensive, right? And that may require explicit public support. Everything else is the government basically charging polluters, right, to pay for what they're putting out and using that money to put in place measures to actually help support non-polluting infrastructure, right? Use the congestion fee to pay for the buses. Use the congestion fee to to make buses go from diesel to CNG to electric. Diesel is not even there in Delhi, right? So that's exactly what you need to do. So it is not going to cost us money. Ultimately, this is about using the private capital to be able to drive it. And think about it. There's the market for air purifiers in Delhi is about, in North India, is apparently 500 crore a year, right? That's a phenomenal amount of money being spent to just purify, very small percentage of the occupied space of the city. Yeah. When people are willing to put that kind of money down, surely they can put some money down to actually ensure that the outcomes benefit a lot more people. So it is not expensive at all to curb air pollution.
So it's not about funds at all. It's about the political will and the correct level of expertise to have that on board and to then get together and do this. Charu Pragya wanted to come in earlier. Go ahead, please.
Tanvi, see, what I wanted to say was, of course, this has to be something which has to be prioritized by governments, by citizens, and most importantly, we'll have to ensure that when there is a rule in place, there should not be lobbies working to bring that rule down. If there is going to be penalty for stubble burning, that penalty has to remain in place. Just because a protest is going on, we're negotiating things, those things should not move because it's for the greater good. Also, my co-panelist was talking about happy seeders. 30,000 happy seeders gifted to the state of Punjab is barely going to cost 65 million USD. 65 million USD. You put together the governments which are affected. There's Delhi government, there's central government, the governments of Punjab, government of Haryana. The kind of money that Delhi has spent on advertising, I wanted to ask Shalini, how much did one smog tower cost? And how much money did you spend to advertise that one smog tower? Because in the pandemic year alone, if you can spend 300 crore in the pandemic year, mind you, on only advertising, then I'm sure that 300 crore can be put to
No,
better
Charu,
use.
I think you missed the point. I think you missed the point that the experts were making, and I would urge you to listen to any expert who will tell you that smog towers aren't really the solution to begin with. So while you should ask questions of the Delhi government, 1 minute please, allow me to finish, Charu. Let me finish at least what I'm saying. While you can ask questions of the Delhi government on where they spend this money, you're actually going in the wrong direction. You should ask them, why are they spending money on smog towers? Where is the science that shows that it is helpful? But you can't. But you can't, because your political party and your politicians, elected representatives sitting in the national capital, have made this as if it's the best solution in Delhi without actually speaking to the experts. Smog towers do nothing unless perhaps you go and stand right under them and next to them and breathe the air. That's all. That's all the help it will get. Captain Shalini, where are you getting the expertise and the guidance to invest and waste our taxpayers' money into solutions like smog towers?
Okay. First, I would like to say that BJP spokesperson was talking about the money spent on advertisement, and also I'm putting back the same question to them, that the central government can also reply on the same thing, that how much money BJP is spending on advertising on a lot of things, and the same amount of money can be put for tackling the air pollution of North India. So my question to her is this. Now, the smog tower...
answers to that, Shalini. Would you like to wait and listen? Because the figures of buses that you have given are completely false. The buses that Aam Aadmi Party government has acquired are actually rented buses. Instead of renting those buses, if you had bought it on EMI, it would work out to be better long term for the citizens of Delhi. I can give you the breakup of that expenditure. Like I said, Shalini, I do nothing else except track pollution in your expenditure. It's my full-time job. It's my full-time job. Don't challenge me on those numbers.
Okay, you made your point. Allow me. I can't hear anybody if everybody keeps talking over each other. Okay. What is the data on number of buses that have been added? Captain Shalini, first to you, and then Charu can rebut that.
Okay, so let me speak, and if Charu Pragya intervenes, then I will not speak, because she's fond of speaking. So if she speaks, then let her speak. She can't speak in her own time and my time.
You now make your point.
So Tanvi, you are asking about buses. So we have just discussed this sometime back only. Public fleet has been increased in the buses from 5,500 to 7,000, and 2,000 more buses are being increased. Now,
since the time the Kejriwal government came to power the first time around.
Sorry?
1,500 buses added to the fleet since the time you first came to power. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Can I please get her to state her facts? Can I get her to state her facts? Then you can rebut it.
Tanvi, let her off the hook. I don't think she knows the facts. Their government has not got...
I don't know how I'm going to handle a debate like this if you are all not going to allow me to speak or understand what the panelists are saying. I told you I will give you time to rebut here. Now please show some basic courtesies, or maybe you've just forgotten how urban debates and debates on Mirror Now are done in general. Thank you. Yes, Captain Shalini.
Yeah, so on the buses thing, that's what my point was, that the fleet of buses, which I have mentioned the points, we are doing that. And also 64 stretches with major traffic has been identified. 500 persons are deployed to check vehicle PUCs. Even for the buses also, regular checks of the buses are being done, so that we can control on the pollution. We are not denying vehicular pollution.
Okay, no. We are on the buses aspect. Now, Abhishek, where is this data wrong? The Aam Aadmi Party government is claiming they have added 1,500 buses since they came to power.
Tanvi, I'm reading an RTI by Mr. Kejriwal's department, which has been filed by me. It says the number of current buses has come down to 3,632.
But that was 2 years ago.
And in the last 6 years... No, Tanvi, I don't give wrong data on your TV channel. I'm talking about the latest RTI. I'll share it with you again. Same thing happened 2 years back when I shared it with you. I'm going to share it with you again.
Right.
My next point is... See, you must understand a very basic fact. When you ask this lady from Aam Aadmi Party a simple question, how many buses have you bought? She talks about the entire story of putting in Marshall, looking at spot. Give us a number.
Yeah.
There are no 7,000 buses. The number is 3,632. And I'm telling you the problem, understand the problem that Delhi is facing. Every 10 years, this come down by 400. These are old buses.
Old buses,
so
yeah.
Every year, this
Okay.
will come down.
Okay,
Once
Shalini.
I complete, Tanvi.
No, let her
Allow me
respond.
to
You have
complete.
pointed out a mistake. She must tell us. Is this correct or not? This is an RTI response by the Delhi government admitting the number going down of total buses, Shalini. While you may have added 1,500 new buses, if the old buses keep going
No,
off
they
the
haven't.
roads every year, the overall number has come down by 3,000 buses. Yes or no?
So what he is not pointed, we are adding new buses, and that is what I'm talking with figures.
No,
figures
so then this settles the debate. You have fallen behind in adding on public transport. It settles the debate. This is the point that Charu Pragya was making. No, it doesn't matter if you added 1,500, if the total number of buses running on the streets of Delhi have actually gone down. You have fallen behind in strengthening the public transport of the national capital at a time when they are actually struggling and fighting pollution in the national capital. It's all grand to say that Haryana doesn't work with us, Centre doesn't work with us, the Punjab doesn't work with us. They allow unabated stubble burning to take place. If there are 5 things that are under control of the Delhi government, they should be able to do those. One of the first things that you will do is tackle vehicular pollution. Most of the policies that have been implemented in the national capital as far as vehicular pollution are concerned are those which were either pushed, nudged, ordered by the courts of our country or brought in by the centre as a larger vehicular policy, not steps that the Delhi government or the Kejriwal government have taken. If you've fallen behind in adding more buses than the number of buses which are going off-road because they are too old, then you're not strengthening the public transport, which should be your key focus. It doesn't matter how many ads you put out. It doesn't matter how many smoke towers you put or how many people at the end of the day are standing there spraying water to bring the dust down. This is not the big chunk solution for the problem of pollution. And while I say this, I will also say that it cannot be denied that for a few days every year when things get really bad in North India, especially in Punjab, parts of Haryana, UP and Delhi, it is linked to the high level of stubble burning that takes place at that point of time, especially if the temperatures drop and the wind directions also are not favorable, which means higher level of pollution for Delhi because of stubble burning. That may not be the reason all through the year. Like Varun was pointing out, it perhaps becomes a talking point because of this reason. But you, the citizen, are breathing poisonous toxic air round the year. Toxic air round the year. Poisonous air round the year. It's only when it begins to burn your eyes in winter season that we actually start talking about it. And that is where all governments have failed us year after year after year. Supreme Court had said this even in 2017, 2018, 2019. And not much has changed on ground. Think about it. Thank you for joining us.